What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and what do you know? When you actually listen to the people that want to consume your product, when you actually listen to fans and you do something for them, they will come out in droves to support you. And even people that have no interest in this movie, people like myself, are going to be willing to go see your movie. You can see from the headline here, Sonic the Hedgehog taking off with 55 million plus 4-day opening. Now it should be noted that when we're talking about this 4-day opening, we're talking about because it is a holiday weekend with a Monday holiday. So that's why it's a 4-day weekend. And I think really, if you want numbers to compare, we need to use those 3 days. And this article has it in there. So let's take a look. And this was updated yesterday. Sonic the Hedgehog is quickly looking like a hit, besting the top end of its $50 million 4-day projection with $55 million. So it was initially projected for this 4-day run between 40 and 50 million. And it's looking like 55 million. It's going to go over that. Unlike Birds of Prey, which was drastically underneath its projection, so much so that they encouraged all of the theaters to actually change the name of the movie. Sonic looks to be doing the opposite. It looks to be overperforming. When you give people a character that looks and feels like the character they expect, what a shock. There's a positive reaction. Off a $17 million Friday, including $3 million Thursday previews, and a $45 million 3-day. Now that is important. The $45 million 3-day. That's what we really need to compare to Birds of Prey, because it had obviously a 3-day opening. Birds of Prey, $33 million. Sonic, $45 million. And the reason we're comparing these is, well, it should be pretty obvious that one is a movie where, now listen, they couldn't do the same thing. When they have a reaction to Birds of Prey, and I've said this before, it's not like you can reshoot that entire movie. It's not animated. You can't have all of them all of a sudden dress different, talk different, act different. You can't do that, unfortunately. But with Sonic, when they got that feedback and they changed it, they gave fans something that they recognized and they listened to their criticisms. That doesn't mean that every time any fan says something, or anytime a group of fans says something, that you need to go out and change your movie, because that's not really practical. But you do need to take it into consideration what everyone's saying. I've got a quote by George Lucas that we'll get into later. Great stuff. Die-hard fans at Paramount's special Los Angeles theater screening on Wednesday were abuzz with what the studio got right with the adaptation, including the pick's game location references, characters, and music. This pick is loaded with a bundle of Easter eggs galore. The critters' bad teeth are long forgotten. Yes, that was so bad originally. Among top domestic openings for movies based on video games, the record currently belongs to legendary Warner Brothers Pokemon Detective Pikachu with a $55 million 3-day. And then Lara Croft Tomb Raider had a $47 million. At its current level, Sonic would rank 3rd all time. So that is pretty impressive for them. Again, that could still climb. The word of mouth is very good for this film. It could still outperform that $45 million. I could definitely see it bumping up above Tomb Raider. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes. I know a lot of people are still looking to get it. I know a lot of theaters are very full right now around me. But to be fair, some of them were for Birds of Prey as well, so maybe you can't judge that too much. Warner Brothers' Birds of Prey will take 2nd place, with a 4-day total of 19 million, which doesn't sound too bad, and including, come on, spell check, guys, including a 3-day of 15.3, a 54% drop-off, a second Friday of $6 million. God, Birds of Prey is just, there's no other way to say it. It's dead in the water. People just do not want to see this film, even with the name change they made for search engine optimization, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. It's really just not working out. And we can go ahead and actually take a look at this chart right here. So domestic, international, about $90 million worldwide box office so far. You can see after this initial, it's really right in that bottom part of the line of projection, so it's not even in that top part of the projected. So we will see what the final numbers are for this whole holiday weekend when it does come out. But you got to be disappointed if you're Warner Brothers that Sonic the Hedgehog is going to destroy your all-female superhero team-up. And to me, One, it's because you're going to have some more families and stuff going after Sonic. You're also going to have a group of people, like I said, that had no interest before. Like me, I was not going to go to a Sonic movie. Now I'm going to go, and I'm likely going to take my family there. And we're going to pay money to go see Sonic because, one, I have kids, and two, it's something that I want to support because of how they supported what the fans thought about it. The other things we have here are Sony Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. What else? The Photograph made some money. Bad Boys for Life, $13 million. Jumanji crossed $300 million yesterday. Good for Jumanji. And that's very impressive. You know, like we said, Jumanji had just kept making money. Jumanji had a better legs than Rise of Skywalker. It wasn't even close. Jumanji's going to make a ton more money for its studio than Rise of Skywalker will for Disney, for sure. There's not even a doubt about that. And it should also be noted that, this is not even in all the theaters yet. Birds of Prey is still showing in more theaters than Sonic was, at least at the beginning of the week. We will see at the end of the week. But that's something that should be noted as well, that it's making more money and not in the most theaters that it could be yet, which is pretty impressive and honestly just great for Sonic. And I wanted to show you this quote from George Lucas when he was talking to Ron Howard about Star Wars. And it was an interesting quote and very George Lucas to me, a guy who has dealt with some fan blowback and things like that from people. I personally was a huge fan of the prequels. Not everybody was. Not everyone's a fan of everything. You can never please everyone. But this is from Ron Howard. George Lucas is a mentor, a tremendous friend. He warned me. This is when he's about making Solo. This is what he's talking about. He warned me and he said, hey, look, it's for the fans, and yet you have to have the courage to hear them, but tell the story you want to tell. That's what George said, and I think that is, those are wise words, because ultimately, yeah, these stories are for the fans. I've seen a lot of articles pop up about fan entitlement over the past couple days, and whether that has to do with people's criticisms of Star Wars, whether it has to do with Sonic, whether it has to do with #release the Snyder Cut. The bottom line is, and I'll just go ahead and take this down. The bottom line is, without fans, you would have no one that would be consuming your product. You could say all you want about keeping the art pure and unadulterated and not influenced by fans. At the end of the day, that's who this is for. That's why you're making this. You're making this so fans can enjoy it and give you money for it. That's what you're doing. And to not understand that or not respect that, I think is silly. And I think George put it great that you have to have that balance. You have to maintain and tell the story you want to tell at the same time listening to the fans and hearing their criticisms and deciding which ones are valid and which ones aren't. Now, in the case of this, when you have this absolutely ridiculous looking thing that looks nothing like Sonic and nearly everybody hates it, and it's something that you can change, 100%. Change that thing. Change that thing. Give the fans what they want, and they will come out and pay you back. That's what we're seeing with Sonic, and I think it's great. It's something that a lot of people in Hollywood don't want, because a lot of people don't want to listen to the fans. I think Hollywood thinks they're better than everyone else. The elites, we know that. We see the Oscars. We see these clips of these speeches. These people are so out of touch with reality, and they don't care about the consumer at all. It's very clear in all aspects of Hollywood entertainment right now. So it's very refreshing to have something like Sonic come along, and I'm going to support it simply because it listened to the fans. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.